When Kronos became king, a prophecy was made that he would be overthrown by his own son. This prophecy was fulfilled by his youngest, Zeus. After a war lasting 10 years, the Titans were banished to the depths of Tartarus, and Zeus sat on the throne of Olympus, his brothers and sisters by his side. The gods revelled in their new kingdom, ruling over the mortals that lived in Elysium, a kingdom named so as to be a paradise for all those who lived there. And for a time, all was well. But gods are prideful beings, and soon began to bicker and argue amongst themselves, turning a blind eye to the realm of mortals. Zeus saw this, and saw how the mortals had also begun to fight one another in the absence of the gods' presence. A mighty thunderstorm swelled around Olympus as Zeus made a decree. The gods would no longer remain idle, but instead be sent unto Elysium, where they would be given a city to rule as they saw fit. Only Zeus would remain on Olympus, to ensure that his laws were upheld. Unhappy with this order, but unwilling to incur their father's wrath and risk being felled by his thunderbolts, the gods made their way down to Elysium to live among the mortals. Each god moulded his or her city into their own image, whether that be the beautiful marble temples of Aphrodite or the towering spires of the arcane Hecate. The mortals rejoiced to be in the presence of the Olympians, and peace was restored again. No longer able to interfere with each other as before, the gods now use mortal champions to do their bidding. Through time, mortals have dedicated their lives into performing great deeds to gain the gods' favour, become their champion, and enter their names into legend. But peace can never last forever, and dire plots are brewing in Elysium. The war god Athena, as wise as she is beautiful, has gone missing. As tensions rise amongst the Olympians, other forces work quietly, and whispers are spreading that the reign of Olympus is coming to an end.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Have a Go Heroes, where the only difference between awful and awesome is a saving throw. Thanks for joining us for the third week in a row of gaming, which is a bit unheard of for us, but it's great. Yeah, so I hope you're all having a great Wednesday evening, unless you're Ness and you're having a great Thursday morning. She's currently joining us from Australia, but it's fine. I turned her screen upside down, so for you guys it'll look like she's here. It's fine. I don't care how bad that joke is. I've been waiting to use that all day. Right.
No part of me is disappointed I'm not going.
Good. Right. I'm not going to bore you guys too much with any intro stuff. Just going to remind you that we will have something on every single week. Not sure about our availability next week, but it might be a one-shot of some form led by the amazing Christine. But we will let you know on social media, so make sure you follow us and all of that, so you can know when we're live as well. Other than that, I'm going to go straight to the ident thingy, and we're going to kick into the recap, and then play the game, because things are getting real, and Kaya's kind of in purgatory right now, so... Right, let's see what happens. Boom. And we're back. Hello. So yes, last we left off, we had a big old fight going on by the well. You guys had a little bit of downtime, went and chilled. Mercy went to the library, try and look some things up that you guys have experienced recently. Found some things out there. Runt decided to... Oh, I've just realised all your names are mixed up on there. Oh well, I'll fix that a bit. Runt decided to go and just have some funsies with some friends. Because there was a lot of Spartans nearby, so we thought, why not? I believe that the two Tabaxi got to know each other, because it had been a while since they'd actually seen some tabaxi, so they took advantage of that. And Kaya did the bard thing. There we go, fixed it. Yeah, Kaya went and did the bard thing twice. Sadly, that got interrupted quite quickly.
Yeah, it did.
And they decided, because there was something happening, they all got a message in their heads from Elpina, the warlock that you have met various times before, warlock of Hecate that told you initially that she needed help, and you went to the well to find out what was happening. As you waited for the calm before the storm to break, suddenly hundreds upon hundreds, maybe thousands of spiritual entities all poured out of the well in a giant eruption, almost like a volcano. Each one of these singular souls merging together to make an entire just fume of entities rushing out at once. Most of these dispersed all around Elysium, going, you don't know where, for how long, or what their intent is. Some of them, however, stuck around. And one by one you realised that some members of your party and some of the allies nearby were possessed. One of these beings was Elpina, who became possessed and started fighting you. Two of them were also our barbarian and our rogue, which, could have been better. Wasn't great for the party. After Runt was knocked unconscious, and the spirits that left him managed to escape, along with the Spartan that the DM definitely didn't just forget about. Whereas Elpina, you found, before she was vanquished, you got some details from her speaking about revenge against the gods, and how they had been personally scorned by Artemis, and all sorts of other details and tidbits about this individual entity. After which, Mercy used Benedictus. A new ability was awakened in it, whereas used either her power or the power of the mace itself to physically absorb the soul from Elpina that was possessing her. The soul, whatever, spirit, ghoul, geist, whatever it was, yelled out about the jailer before it did so, and then was absorbed by the gaping maw of Benedictus. What that means, how it did it, or why, you're not sure, but you know that the mace now has a new ability called Jailer's Judgment, which may come in handy just now that thousands upon thousands of souls from the underworld have been unleashed upon Elysium. Who knows? At this point, you guys still have a rogue that is trying to kill your faces. And before being dispatched, Elpina used an ability to turn the thing possessing Elpina, called Achateus, I believe his name was? Yes. Before being dispatched to turn Elpina's familiar into a greater demon, which Nim identified as a Balgora, for those of you that are up on your monster manual. Just before we ended the episode, because I'm a sadist, said Balgora, after successfully drawing its fire from Kaya, took several hits from the Balgora and was knocked unconscious and is currently dying. And that is where we left off. The Balgora's turn is finished, so we're going to kick right off back in initiative with Kaya making a death saving throw, please.
Okay. 8.
8. That is a failure. That is one failed death saving throw. Elpina is next. She's on the ground, still unconscious, but presumably herself. Mercy, do your thing.
Hello, dear. Right. Time to right a few wrongs. Just bear with me one sec. Discord's being weird. Okay, so what's my range to Kaya and Nez?
I believe you are... Nez is on the other side, so you're around 50 to 60 feet away from her, because Nim is making her way over, but you are kind of on the other side. Whereas Kaya is, I believe, within 35 feet, because she's on the other side of the Balgora.
Right. Is there a way for me to get within 30 feet of Nez and still be within 30 feet of Kaya?
Not at the same time. You could move one way, do a thing, and then move the other. But you're not sure. But no, because you'd have to go the other way around the well. Say it's a circular. Can't really show you on camera. Say it's circular like this. You're here. Kaya's kind of here, but Nez is here. So you'd have to go up this way, or this way.
I can't come down to bridge the gap that way.
No, because it's the other side from where you guys are that is the filled. Hang on, let me just drain this. Oh. Whatever works. So yeah, so you guys are kind of here. On this side, you came up here, up some scaffolding here. So, sorry, everything's reversed when I'm looking at it. Kaya is kind of here, whereas the Balgora is just here. And then Nez is up here, and it's this half here that's the one that's been filled in by the Spartans, whereas this is still hollow, so you'd have to go along the wall, if that makes sense.
So I can't walk along the filled-in bit, no?
No, you'd have to go all the way up here, which would take pretty much all your movement to get here, so you wouldn't then be able to walk along in the same turn.
Bollocks.
You'd also have to walk up here, past the Balgora, go in and out of its threat range to then walk along.
So there's no
here.
room to actually physically get past it either.
It's a 10-foot walkway, and the Balgora is a large creature, so it's basically taking up all of that. Handy dandy coffee cup.
Bollocks. Oh, well, the cat is going to have to just get mauled by a dog, then fuck it. Screw it, I'm going to just... I want to get within...
Dry white markers I could have shown you. Oh well.
No, tell you what. I'm going to...
I will have to start making battle maps again when I decide to make you fight on a like a circular.
You know what? Screw it. Just want to check something. Yeah, balls to it. I'm gonna stay within 25 feet of Kaya.
Okay. So you move 10 feet to do so.
So I've got potential movement to get to the other side if I have to. So I've got room to maneuver. I'm going to bonus action speed dying on Kaya.
Okay, you are no longer making death saving throws, but you are not conscious either.
Okay.
And I don't remember if the Balgora took any damage yet. So for now, what I want to do is, let's throw another body into the mix.
There you go. So it's split from when I first drew it. So you've got you guys, Balgora, Kaya,
right,
Ness. These are the planks of stone, because they're a thing. And then you got the drop here. So that's kind of how the battle is right now.
Right, okay.
Don't judge me. It works.
There is no judgment.
Oh, that will come much later, dear.
I'm not going to rub this off yet, just in case we need the aid later. I'm probably going to forget. Next time you see me drinking, there's going to be that there, yeah.
Right, so, I'm going to pull out the staff and say, I need your help once more. And I'm going to throw the staff.
How often can you use that staff, by the way? I can't remember.
It doesn't, there was no limit on it.
Okay, we'll leave it for now, but that should be like once per day. But
right,
if I haven't put it in there, that's my bad, so you'll be fine. So use...
Yeah, you didn't put anything on it, sorry.
That's my bad, that's bad creation, so yeah. I'll bear it in mind, I will change that later. Yeah, DM's neglect, okay. I'll do that later, but for now you can re-summon the snake, that's fine.
Okay,
that sounds worse than I wanted it to.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I will roll its initiative.
Yes. So you channel the command word, and again the staff starts to be less solid and starts to kind of slither under your touch, and then you drop it and it grows into a giant constrictor snake, kind of straddling each side of the lip.
And I got a 21 on its initiative.
Okay, yes, I'll remember that. Can I write on this with markers? I probably shouldn't. I think that goes there, basically. Yeah, sure. Cool. We're going to find out if dry white markers come off of iPads. Snake. Cool. Yes.
They really don't. I would not recommend doing that.
Well, too late. Kind of just absorbed it. That was weird. Right. So, anything else for your turn? I believe that's it, isn't it? You've used your action, your bonus,
That
and
is
your
my
movement.
turn. That is my turn.
It is now the snakes, I believe. That makes it easier. Yeah. Just remember the snake goes after you, and I'll try not to ruin my expensive devices.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's going to attempt to crush.
Okay, it is moving towards the Balgora, I assume.
Yeah, it can move 30 feet.
Yep, so it can get within range behind the Balgora.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let's roll.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's
Blah,
an
blah.
18 to hit.
18 will hit. As I said before, it is it's stacked, but it is big, so it's easy to hit.
Cool. While I roll for damage, do you want to make a strength DC check, I believe?
Yep, what is
Yeah.
the DC?
16.
16, and it has a strength and naming name. Pretty good. Oh, jeez. So that is a 24, so it saves.
So it's not restrained, but you still take maths. You still take 16 damage.
Damn. Okay,
It's a strong snake.
it's a very strong snake. Okay, so the snake starts to bite down on the Balgora's arm and inflicts some decent damage to it. Tries to wrap itself around the Balgora's arm, but the Balgora just takes its other hand and rips the snake off and throws it to the ground next to it, who coils up ready for another strike. Runt. It is your turn.
Okay, let's see. I can't even remember if I was raging at the end of the last time. I can't even remember.
No, he knocked you out there.
No, but then you kept reminding him over chat, I saw you doing that, to re-rage, so yes, you are raging. You're here.
Alright. I would have remembered anyway, I didn't check the chat.
You are
I guess I'm gonna do.
You are exactly 30. Ooh, you are 30 feet away from the big beastie.
Right, can I charge towards him then?
Yes.
And then try and stab him with my wonderful, shiny, sparkly spear that Ares gave.
You can. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Are you making it reckless, or are you just doing a normal attack?
I'm just doing a normal attack. I've got a funny thing I don't want to open myself up to damage. Let's see, so that is going to be a 21.
That hits.
Yeah.
Go.
And then one game.
Can you tell me how much?
Game.
Can you tell me how much of the damage is fire, by the way, when you roll it? Because it does matter this time.
It is 1d4 of fire damage. So fire damage wise, by the time I find the d8, it's 2 points of fire damage.
2 points of fire damage. That is reduced to 1, as the fire kind of licks across its skin after you manage to stab it in the just in the calf. The fire doesn't seem to catch or burn as it normally does when you stab flesh.
And it's 7 points of standing damage.
Okay. So you stab into its calf and it kind of yelps out in pain, but the fire doesn't seem to burn it as much as you are used to. Nim, it is your turn.
Ooh. Do I have a bonus action?
You do. Runt,
Can I
it is
use
still
Hammering
your
of
turn.
Horns?
You can.
Oh, so you have to make a D14 strength saving throw.
Okie doke. That is a 14 exactly.
Damn it! Never mind then.
Okay, you tried. Were you going to try and, like, full on into the hole?
I was good. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought you might. But yeah. So, is that everything for you, sir?
That is indeed so.
Okay, sir. Suits you, sir.
3 bags full, sir.
Err. Moving on, sir. It is Nim's turn.
I think Nez goes before me.
What? Nez has disappeared off of this. Yes, Nez goes before Runt. I'm doing it again. Nez, it's your turn.
I whack something that's in front of me.
The
You got
dog.
Chobani or me?
Yeah, the dog or the cat.
I'll whack the cat.
Okay, I can't remember what you rolled for your stealth check last time. We should have made a note of this.
Poorly.
Very, very terribly.
Okay, for now we will just roll above a 10 for me, Nim, and you see her. I don't think any of them were below a 10.
Yes.
There you go, you see her.
Yes.
So yes, so no sneak attack this time, since she's managed to get herself away from... Well, you have no allies now. It's just you and the Balgora.
Uh-huh. And yay, that's a 12.
To hit.
That's a miss.
Yes, so...
Hey!
So yeah, so you're quite nimble, obviously. It's in the name.
Woohoo!
So that you see her this time, and now once you can see like someone shooting at you, you're pretty good at dodging that. So yeah, you see the arrow come towards you, and just make yourself low, but keep running, and
I think
it just
she's
flies
next.
above you. I
I think she's actually next to me.
I think Chobani was next to you. I don't think you quite got there.
Yeah, because I used feline agility to move all the way around.
Oh, in that case, you would have been at disadvantage with your bow anyway. But
Fine.
either
I
way,
still didn't hit you.
you ducked, and it missed. Stop judging me, people. I should really
I attempt
keep track of this.
to use my bonus action to disengage.
Go for it.
Do I have to roll for that?
No, that's just a free disengage. You can move without opportunity attacks, basically. For the rest of the
So
turn.
then I move away.
Okay,
I move away from the dog and cat that are trying to thwack me.
so you're going that way, basically. So you,
Yeah.
luckily, you're all like, see, it's coming in handy. So you're like directly here. Just bear that in mind, peoples.
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Yeah. So you are 60 feet away from the main party, 30 feet and 30 feet. There we go. Worked out in the end, because you guys move very nicely around a 60-foot circle. Don't judge me, people. Don't judge me. Judge me a little bit. Nim, your turn.
Did you use feline agility to move further, or just normal 30 feet move?
She is just... If she moved
Next.
further, she'd be with the other lot of the party. So, although, yeah...
But I'll just chase after her.
Okay, you chase after her.
I'll
As you
use
said,
my bonus
cue
action
Benny Hill.
to use Zephyr Strike, which gives me 30 feet extra movement,
Okay.
and plus the 8 force damage if I hit her.
Okay, go
And
for it.
Shibani is going to attack first. 21.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that hits, yeah.
Yeah.
That hits, yeah.
12 damage and a strength check.
Is that plus the... Is that including the D8 from Zephyr?
No, that's his attack.
Oh, of
His
course it is.
attack.
Come on, Luke, you got this.
That is a fail on the strength check.
Hey!
You're now prone.
There you go.
I have
I am
multiple
a-
reasons.
And I am at 3 hit points, so I'm looking pretty terrible.
Yeah, you're looking like crap. Which you'll probably be able to see at some point on the D&D Beyond app if any of you are using desktop Twitch, which I actually have that up for once. So I can tell what you guys are on. So yeah, Nim, are you
Can
doing your thing?
Can I try and do non-lethal damage?
You can like just hit with the butt of your
'Cause I've got advantage, which means I have a chance of hitting her.
Yeah, like you can say, you guys can try and do subdual damage. You don't know if that'll help with like what the spirit will do because it's basically controlling her body. But you can try not to kill.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's going to be really painful. 20 to hit.
Yep.
For... That's 14 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that's you unconscious. Okay. I'm gonna make a roll. How much damage did you just do? 14?
Yes.
Making these things up on the fly. Okay, that's a roll. Okay, so what happens is Chobani knocks Ness down, just pins her down with both paws, both heads growling at either side of her, and you come in and you just whack right in between her eyes with the pommel of your rapier, and she goes out like a light. That's it. So you are unconscious but not dying. Basically under the effects of Spare the Dying. Kind of. Right.
Still have another 30 feet of movement.
Yep, so if you would like to, you can go around. You could cut across at this point, because you are kind of... This mug. You are like... Actually, you're here, so it doesn't really matter, but you can use all of this space, by the way. This is all bricked over. It's just when you're all here, that is just the literal pit to hell.
Yep, I will join them, preferably not on the side that looks like I'm going to get absolutely mothered by a giant ape.
Well, the ape is kind of in combat with two of them there, taking up the entire side. So it depends. Do you want to go like the other side of Kaya, basically?
Yeah.
Still on the floor.
Yeah. She's that other little dot there.
Yeah.
So you can go like the other side. So Kaya's prone, unconscious body is in between you and the demon gorilla.
Yep.
Boom.
Oh, no, I wouldn't leave her in between. I'd step in front of her.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Can't heal her, but at least I can stop it from hitting her.
Okay. So the Balgora is now pretty much surrounded. He's got a snake, a bull, a cat. Jeez, it's basically a menagerie surrounding him. Or her, or it. As decides, roars this almighty scream, and its eyes kind of glaze over, and he starts recklessly attacking all of you. So he's going to try and hit. He's going to try and punch you, Nim. That is a... Where are you, my Donkey Kong looking motherfucker? So that is a 23 to hit.
Yes.
Where am I? That does some damage to you. That does 13 bludgeoning damage. Whack. He then turns around, sees the Minotaur, and with his other fist swings and attacks you recklessly. With a... Ooh. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And does... Ooh.
Sentinel attack.
Yep, so that does 14 damage to you. Bludgeoning. Halved because you're raging.
I was going to say.
But that is the total. I'll let you do the math. But yeah, so halved to 7 because you're raging.
12.
So 12 does not hit it.
12 damage.
Oh, you have to roll to hit it first.
22 to hit.
Then you got that. So it does 12 damage to him. But then he is going to see the snake and literally just bite down on its head.
Kinky.
Pretty much. With another 19 to hit.
That's fine.
And it does... yeah. So that... Oh, jeez. I'm rolling a lot better this time, guys.
We don't
Stop
want
it.
that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, that's disappointing.
Eat shit.
Knock it off.
It does 11 plus. That does 15 piercing damage as it literally bites down on the snake's skull.
That's fine. Still up.
I figured. I'm just looking whose turn it is. Kaya, it is your go, but you're unconscious. So
I'm just gonna lay there.
yeah, so you're just going to lie there, not knowing what is going on, or why someone peed your pants. Then it would be Alpina, but she's also unconscious. Mercy, it is
Doing the
now
same thing.
your turn.
Sorry, didn't mean to blow.
That's all right.
Right. Is there any way of getting in range of Nim yet from where she moved across?
Nim is now. Well, she's unconscious, but she's here.
No.
Nez is unconscious.
Nez. I meant Nez.
Cat. Yeah, you could get. Yeah, because she's just on the other side of the Balgora. So you'd have to get past the Balgora to do it, who's blocking your space. So you can't physically touch her.
No. As in, I mean, the rogue. Where is she?
The rogue, that's Ness. That's what I thought you meant, yeah.
Yeah, I meant the rogue.
So you got the cats mixed
Right,
up.
yeah, because I only need a 30-foot range, though.
Yeah, she's there.
Where can I get?
Yeah, she's within 30 feet of the
So if you can
Balgora
get...
now.
Yeah, if you can get literally within touching distance of the Balgora, which you can, then you can reach her.
That's fine.
Yeah, you just have to be...
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Screw it, that's fine. Right, so bonus action, Shield of Faith on...
Okay.
So he gets a +2 AC.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then
Do it.
I'm going to risk. And I'm just going to hope that something happens when I point Benedictus.
Okay, you feel... You start to try and channel the power. Roll a Arcana check for me. You're at +0, are you not? For now.
I am.
But roll anyway.
+0. Yep, that is a 16.
Okay, 1 second. Because I have a mechanic for this occasion. I just need to double check some stats.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have planned for what happens if that happens. So what did you say you rolled?
16.
16. Okay. You feel there is definitely something there, trying to hide, kind of in the depths of Nez's mind or spirit or something. But you channel it and you fight it as it tries to hold on to her, and you feel as Benedictus's eyes glow and its maw opens, you feel the kind of hold it has on Ness's unconscious form slip until it has to let go. And then you start to see the same as you did with Alpina, where this spectral mist flies from her form and into the gaping maw of Benedictus, and that metal screeching sounds, and the jaws close, and it becomes inert again.
And without sounding too Shang Tsung-y, your soul is mine.
Uh-oh. So yes, so I believe that's everything, isn't it? Movement, action, bonus.
Yeah.
Not a bad turn. So that is Mercy. Ness, you are unconscious.
Snakey, does Snakey go?
Oh yeah, Snakey goes. Thank you.
Snake.
Yeah, that's...
After me.
Yeah, that was for you to remember.
Yeah, no, sorry, my bad. Question, because Big and Furry were doing reckons...
You have advantage on melee attacks against it, aye.
Lovely. We'll go for another rush.
Go for it. Do I have to make a strength save, do I not?
Yeah, please. There is a nat 20 in there, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. And it does not save against the crush. I rolled a nat 5.
Okay, so it's restrained, which means it can't. Its speed is 0. Its attack to a disadvantage, and then everything else still has disadvantage on dex save as well.
Okie doke.
So let me just roll some dice quickly. No, that's not the dice I wanted to pick up, stupid moron.
So yeah, even though it bites down on this thing's head and doesn't want to let go, so that the snake uses that leverage to just kind of wrap the back end of it around the Balgora's neck and just begins to squeeze.
That's 24 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And 24 was exactly what you needed. So this thing just squeezes and squeezes, and the Balgora starts to try and bite down on the snake's head, and is grasping at its own throat until eventually it just slowly stops and falls into the well. Can the snake make me a dex saving throw, please?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Well, you'll need it to if you want it back.
Well,
It'll be a long journey to get it.
9 days.
let's have a go. It's a 15.
15? Again, exactly what you needed.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, as the Balgora falls back limp, the snake managed to uncoil itself and just slither slightly up the side and hang on, and then just stands there, a little bit crushed and worse for wear, but is there. And yes, you guys managed to kill the Balgora and not kill your friends. So well done.
Woo!
There are a lot of you unconscious, though.
Almost.
Yeah, I can see everyone's
Spare the
health, and it's not
dying,
looking
spare-
good.
Spare the dying on Nez.
Oh, Nez is already, she's not dying, so you don't need to spare the dying.
No, I didn't kill her.
No, she's
Oh, she's just
subdual
unconscious.
damage.
Yep.
Yeah, so you have
Um,
3 people currently, actually 4 because of the Spartan. So yeah, 4 people just unconscious, not dying, but conked out. And between all of you, let me just do the math because this is hilarious. Yeah, so between all of your party, you have 19 health.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm just...
Well, right now I give a toss about one person, so I'm going to use my last spell slot for a cure wounds on Kaya.
Oh, it's not Elpina. Okay. I'm kidding.
Oh no! I've got something else for Alpina.
Yeah, I'm just joshing you. I'm just gonna move that because of the Twitch banner. So yeah, so you limp over because you're all worse for wear. You limp over, kind of sit down next to her, rest your hand, and then that same kind of light purple glow emanates through her body. And Kaya, you sit up, bolt upright, for however many hit points you healed for.
It would be maximum, so that's 11.
11, so yeah. 11 hit points. Which is the most hit points out of your entire party. Even though you have been unconscious the longest, you are now the healthiest out of all of you.
Yes.
Ooh, well done, guys. That was,
Right.
Yeah, it could have been
so
worse.
In the middle of it, I'm just going to literally ignore everybody. I'm going to walk up to Alpina and I'm going to use my natural healing hands on her.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you do the same, and Alpina kind of... She doesn't sit bolt upright, because I think technically she's been unconscious the longest, just not out of the players. But, yeah, she starts to slowly come around and get up. Still very groggy and not very talkative, but conscious. So now you just have an unconscious Spartan and an unconscious rogue.
Rogue's going to get licked a lot by a large dog.
Yeah.
Possibly until she wakes up.
Fair. Whilst this is all coming to, Mercy, not Mercy because she's busy, not Kaya because you've just come around, not you, you're unconscious. So Nim and Runt make perception checks for me.
Well, shit.
15.
15.
Okay.
It's not going to be too great. Perception.
Mhm.
Can we just ignore me?
Yep, cool. So yeah, Runt, you're busy, your rage is
You found a
subsiding. You're kind of trying to start to patch yourself up because you're looking worse for wear. Cleaning off the Bulgora blood off your spear. Where Nim,
And a feeling like
kind of fits you being a
the fact
ranger.
that you just got taken over.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of trying to get over the slight emotional trauma of that happening. What's that one mean? Oh, prone. Oh, sweet. That app's really good. Thank you again to Chloe for letting us use D&D Beyond, because that's just so fun for Twitch. You can see exactly who's unconscious, who's prone, who's dying. But yeah, Nim, you while everyone else is doing their thing, you kind of, your ears prick up, and you, for the first time since all this kicked off, your perception kind of widens beyond the well to the surrounding area, and you can hear what sounds like similarly like the dying down sounds of battle that have been raging throughout the city. And you turn and you look out, and you can see, like, none of them absorbed, obviously, but every now and again, from the sounds of where fighting is, you can see, like, smoke trails almost that kind of go off into the distance and leave the city. And over the next 5 minutes, while you guys are kind of doing your thing, Ness and the Spartan slowly regain consciousness over those 5 minutes. So just be on 1 hit point for now, because that's easier to manage than trying to be on 0. But yeah, you can see similar battles have been raging all across the city, where people have been being possessed and then going into a frenzy and attacking whoever was nearby. So yeah, so this is at least a city-wide thing. Okay. Now you're all conscious and not in immediate danger as far as you can tell. Again, the well is quiet. What would you like to do?
I'm still grooming because, dog slobber.
Fair.
And
blood. And
I go over to I go over to Alpina and go, what the fuck?
Honestly, I don't know. I was aware but not in control, and something else had access to my magics, but that thing it summoned, that's not something I can do.
Yeah, what was the thing? It was in my head too. I'm not happy.
Whatever was in your mind, I don't know. I think some sort of spirit. All I got was emotions like severe rage and anger and despise. I don't know. It's not something I've encountered before. We've had spirits come up before, but none as powerful as whatever that was. And like I say, it could summon that thing on its own. That was its power. That wasn't mine. I know some of my order that can do those things, but I'm not one of them.
Well, whoever they were, they've got a serious grudge against the godhood.
I don't know. Again,
No, they told me.
It's just none I've heard of. I haven't heard of the name Achateus before. There may be something in our libraries, but I don't know.
I sort of stop surveying the area, turn around and look at them and go, the generals are coming. Or the generals are here. That was something you specifically said.
Well, it wasn't me. If we could not refer to that as me, I'd appreciate it. I am sorry, but generals. I'm sorry, I don't know. I have a very big headache, but I don't know who these generals are.
Join the club, dear.
I don't know about you.
Back to the library.
Yes, please. I was just about to suggest we all go and recuperate and see what is going on.
Right, I'm going to do my best to shoulder her up. And
It's a hard climb for all of you because, like I say, you're all beaten up, and you have to climb down scaffolding. But yeah, you get to the bottom. By the time you have made it to the bottom, the city is... There's no sounds of fighting. There's just like calls for medics and, people, like the sounds of bits falling where maybe debris from... Because, like I say, Lagina is full of competent warlocks and wizards and things. So there's some damage everywhere, but it seems that the fighting has completely stopped for now in the city. But you see it as you walk past. You see some people like crouching beside still forms, just crying. A bloody sword by their side. You see buildings that have been damaged. You see a few people just looking like confused and lost and shell-shocked. For some of you, not Runt, but for some of you, this is the first kind of true signs of a proper battle that you've really witnessed. But yeah, unless some of you want to do otherwise, Elpina's going to want to go to the library, where you can all meet up and discuss things further. I know Runt doesn't like it.
I'm just going to go with her. I'm going to just ignore everything and just go with her.
Okay.
If everyone else is going, I guess I've got no choice.
Okay.
I strongly oppose this.
Yeah.
Close your eyes, Runt.
Somewhere to rest.
When you get to the library as well, if you remember, it had the statue of Hecate with the 3 heads, the phases of the moon, and that has been completely demolished. It's been like smashed or blasted to bits, and the remains of it are just kind of on the floor. The library looks okay. It looks like the library itself hasn't been touched, but outside of the library, anything, and you notice this throughout, where anything was kind of like a relic or like a bas-relief or a statue or an ode to one of the deities, mainly Hecate. Like I say, they've kind of been graffitied or broken, destroyed, or just missing. And it's apparent here in the courtyard as well. But you make your way up to the steps to the library proper, and you go past that threshold, and things kind of seem just as they were last time you were here. And people kind of rush to you all and like help Elpina. They take Elpina off your hands and help her, and she is kind of taken like to a room somewhere to be healed. And you're all kind of left.
Can I make a point of order? Can I make a point of order about that?
Sure.
Can I just ask that I be the one to look after her? And I'm just going to just ignore any other help. I want to be the one to take care of her because I'm the one that took her out.
They say you can, but they have healers on hand if you don't have that yourself. You can stay with her, but they have immediate healing they can give her. It's up to you.
That's fine, but I don't. That's fine, but I don't give a crap what they want.
It's more what Elpina wants, and she looks like she needs care.
Well, obviously I know what she wants, but I'm saying in terms of everybody else, I don't care.
Elpina just kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, and she's like, "It's fine. These are my sisters. I know it wasn't your fault, but I just want rest right now."
Well, I won't be far away.
Thank you. I know that. But all of you get rest. You've gone above and beyond what you promised you would do. But I feel like there's a lot more that needs discussing, and a lot more than just tonight. So please rest, eat, get medical care where you can, and hopefully we'll speak more in the morning. And she, is kind of led off. You guys are left in kind of the entrance area to the library. You do have accommodation here as well, but they kind of wait to... A couple of the attendants stay to see if you need anything, but you are pretty much left on your own to do what you wish at this point.
Bath. Sleep.
Yeah.
Drink.
I'm with Ron.
Fine, I'll go to
Drink.
the library alone.
Okay, well, all of this stuff, besides the bath, obviously, they have places where you can bathe and wash down, and they can bring drink to wherever you're wanting to sit. There's not like a bar area in a library, but it's academics here, so they can just bring drink to wherever you would like to be.
Can we drink whilst bathing?
You can, if you wish, just
yes.
please don't bring any books there.
I
Oh,
look at
I can't read.
I look at Mercy and say, I have to get some sleep. If you want me to look at anything, I'll look at it in the morning.
I didn't ask for anybody's help. Go rest.
Okay. So what are
I give
you?
Mercy a little pass on the shoulder.
You do what?
I give Mercy a little pass on the shoulder.
Mercy,
What?
do you need anything?
What I need is to be left alone.
Then you know where I'll be when you need me. Or if you need me.
Most likely, but no. Oh, and Rund,
Yes.
remember when you said that I'd never be able to take you down?
There were exceptional circumstances.
No, there weren't. Bye-bye. And I just walk off.
Yeah. The rest of you, so Ness and Mercy have gone off to do their own thing. What would the rest of you like to do?
I need a drink. A drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's normal response to a battle.
Okay, so the three of you,
Not
yeah,
that.
you find a place to sit down and to just not be on your feet, like doff any bits of armor that you need to, and yeah, you have drinks and you just kind of sat, the three of you, in silence, or if you wanted to speak, that's completely up to you. This is your time to do so.
Why did you hit me, Ron?
I wasn't exactly myself.
Who was in your head?
I don't know, I just got an impression of something mean, fairy.
Do you remember anything about them?
Oh, especially.
You
Just
can roll an insight
seems
check if
like-
you'd like. Run.
I'd like to roll an insight check, definitely. Let's do that. It was a natural one.
Natural one. Yeah, you just got. You didn't get everything that Elpina did. You just got the rage. You just got the anger, and kind of malice, and it was just primal. Like there was no linear thought. It was just like a rabid animal.
It was like when I'm raging in battle, it wasn't even me that was out of control. It was just evil.
Do you think everything that came out was like that?
I hope not.
I
I
hope
wa-
not too.
I watched quite a few disperse. They were all over the city.
Well, I guess we've got some work to do.
Yeah, a lot of it.
How are you holding up? I've seen some stuff like this before, but it's never easy. Is this your first time watching the city burn?
Yeah. I've read about it. I've heard stories about it. I've heard songs sung about it. It's not
Songs
been...
and stories, they're all just lies. Just
No.
fun, rubbish shit.
Some of them are...
Yeah,
Some of them are accurate, just they do wax lyrical of battle and the fallout being an honourable thing, of it being a good thing, that those one side always wins. It doesn't feel like we won.
it never does.
And right now I can't help but keep thinking, are there people that I knew that came out? Are there people that I knew that had since passed on that have come out and are angry and vengeful?
If there are, then we gotta send them right back down where they came from. That's our part in this. They don't belong here. We do. We will send them back. Or I try and join them. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff this. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Where are those servants?
What about you, Nim? You okay?
This is not my first battle either, sadly. I've spent much of my life fighting upon both land and sea.
So it would appear that I'm the only one really that's, at least of the three of us, that's not faced similar things. Is it different on sea?
Fighting in death is fighting in death. I grew up with it, so I see it as just part of the cycle of what we do. We protect those that we can. We will help Mercy find these spirits and return them to where they should be, which seems the right thing to do. But we will follow the path laid out to us.
That we will. I wonder where that path now leads.
I find it's best not to dwell too much on it. Just keep moving forward. Follow the path wherever it goes. Don't think about the destination.
Yeah, kind of difficult. Grow up hearing things about prophecies and other such things, and particularly with where I grew up. So yeah, it's sometimes I end up thinking about where I'm going and how I'm getting there. But we'll see.
You get there with comrades, working with each other and helping each other if we can. Maybe we're a little too melancholy.
Maybe. But
usually on the boat we drink a lot, then sing a lot, then throw someone in the sea. Then we fish them out again. They're normally fine.
well, I can definitely get behind two of those things.
And that's what they do with the drunken sailor.
Exactly.
In that case, where are the drinks?
They have been like at your feet this entire time.
Just starts drinking.
Okay. And you all drink yourselves either into unconsciousness or until you've had enough and go off to your rooms and pass out there after a very, very hard night. Ness, Mercy, was there anything you wanted to do with what's left of the evening?
Insight check, 18.
On what the thing was?
On what the heck happened in my head, yeah.
Yeah, you felt... Again, you didn't get a name. You felt like whatever this thing was, it's kind of forgotten its name. Because its name wasn't important anymore. What was important was to get out. Just to get out. To become unknown and to just hide. Which is...
But then why was it making me attack my friends?
Because as soon as it was out, it saw the living. It saw those that still had life, and it just felt that the envy and just the idea of them having that, and just needed to, one, take out some of the anger and on those that take it for granted from something that had not had it for so long, but also if you killed them, then no one would know you're here, and you could disappear forever, especially in the body you'd picked. If no one was looking for the body that it inhabited, then it could essentially live as long as it wanted without any worry, and live. And that was kind of what picked you. It was less of that fury and more just desperation. Mercy, anything?
Yeah. First of all, I need tea.
Yeah.
I need to numb the pain a bit. Yeah, I want to see, if at all, if there's any mention of names about Akataeus, generals, or some kind of, any kind of like knowledge or lore about a potential skirmish or something to do with that.
Okay, it'll be a history check.
Investigation, I'm assuming?
History.
Histoire. Okay. I don't know why I'm looking because I'm not trained in it anyway. Why was I? 13.
13, okay. You don't find anything on any generals that makes sense, or any skirmishes. Okay. You find many things about skirmishes with Artemis. You know, she was the leader of the Wild Hunt, and she'd do things like that, but nothing specific. You do find Akataeus. That's one thing you do manage to find. And it kind of fits pretty much the bits that it told you, in that Akataeus... It's just a tale. It doesn't tell you who Akataeus was, why they were where they are. It just tells you what happened with Artemis. Akataeus was out hunting with his dogs and accidentally stumbled across like a forest glade where Artemis was bathing naked in a spring. Artemis saw Akataeus and that he'd seen her naked and became enraged, and as penance or revenge against him for having spied her naked form, she turned Akataeus into a stag, and then his own dogs turned on him and ate him. And that's all you can find.
Well, that's one way of having a grudge.
Yeah, that is the extent of everything you can find, or at least everything you can find, and keep your eyes focused to read anything. Like I say, it's been a very long night.
Yeah, I'll probably won't even make it tomorrow. I'll probably just pass out on the cushions.
Yeah. As you all pass out with aches and pains and everything else, some feelings of melancholy, some feelings of upset, kind of questioning what you thought you knew, those epic tales that you read, and maybe they're not everything they seem to be, but you do gain the benefits of a long rest, so you can do that, and you also level up.
Woohoo!
So I haven't checked the experience wise, but as you may have guessed from the trailers and like the little pop-ups, we are now entering another phase of Reign of Olympus. And with that other phase comes the next level phase. So you are all now level 5.
Yay!
So while we've got the time, because level 5 is a big level for a lot of classes, we will kind of go through that just as a little extra bit, and then we'll all roll hit points while we're on stream as well. Okay? So feel free using your D&D Beyond app. Leveling up to level 5, and then telling me, maybe not saying what choices, if you've got any, if you want them to be a surprise, but letting us all know kind of the abilities that you've gained with that, if any. I think there's a few standard things that everyone gets at level 5, which most people will know, but for those that don't...
Always fun.
Bugger, I'm trying to remember what I was going to go for.
No worries.
Most D&D.
Let me have a look on D&D Beyonds.
I'm going to go for no.
While we're doing this, I'm just going to plug... No, the gods don't level up. You get enough. You've had enough. You've had enough.
Aww.
They've had enough. 31 group chats. You've had enough.
Are you sure they've had enough?
No, because they don't
Maybe
think
they want
they
more.
have. But I'm telling you, for now, there's plans. Don't worry about it.
Want.
But yes, in the meantime, I will plug. Remember that on Fridays, I'm pretty sure every Friday, we have our other game as well that had its first live episode last Friday. It's Friday night D&D and Tea. It was a lot of fun. I think there's someone in the chat that's part of that game as well. If you're paying attention, I think she accidentally gave us bits, but you can't take those back. Haha, they're ours. So yeah, if you want to... Joke's on you. So if you want to see a more classic kind of just everyone round the table being filmed and playing a tabletop, join into that game. It looks really fun and there's some really fun characters. And yeah, we will let you know on all the social medias everything that's happening. From what I can see, boom, 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 boom. Looks like everybody has leveled up.
Do you want us to roll for HP yet?
We will do that in a second. So starting with Kaya. So Kaya, what do you get at level 5, even if you're not specific?
Actually, don't come to me because I'm still sorting myself out.
Okay. Ness, what do you get at level 5 as a rogue? Sell it to people that might want to play a rogue. Well, we've lost sound, so you're not selling it to us. You get so sneaky you can't be heard.
You get abject silence.
There we go.
There it is. Ness, what do you get as a rogue at level 5?
I get uncanny dodge.
Which is amazing.
Which means that, yes, it is. When an attacker that you see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack damage. And since I don't have much for reaction-based stuff, that's pretty useful.
Yes, definitely. Uncanny dodge is amazing. Evasion is also amazing that you get later. But yeah, uncanny dodge is amazing for a rogue, for those that don't know. Rogues are good at avoiding damage and then dealing a lot to other people and disappearing. That's kind of what they do.
And I get another d6 on my sneak attack.
Yeah, you do. So even more damage. Kaya, you ready?
I am. I get point of inspiration. So now that I've hit 5th level, I can regain all of my expended uses of bardic inspiration when I finish either a short or long rest.
So, yeah.
Which is really quite nice.
Yeah, it means you don't have
It was just a long.
It was. Yeah, it's great for bards once you can start spamming out that bardic inspiration. It's kind of what the class is designed for. Okay. Mercy.
Hello, dear.
Hello.
Well, sadly, not a great deal happens for me right now.
And the two big things that I get quickly is my turn undead now becomes destroy undead. So certain types of nasty undead things they fail my turn undead ability rather than running away going, oh no, big scary bitch. They just die.
Yeah. You're that scary. You give people that look so well that they now just die.
But the other big takeaway as well is because we've hit level 5, proficiency goes up, so my spell attack and DC go up.
Yes, and that is the same for everyone. Your proficiency goes up. So all of your attacks and skills should be +1, basically. Skills that you're proficient in should be a +1, which is a lot more handy than it seems. Is it level 5 that spellcasters get their level 3 spell? Their first level 3 spell?
Yeah, I do, and my domain... Well, should I spoil the domain spells that I get?
No, if you don't want to spoil it, then you don't have to give that away. But yeah, I'll just say that any spellcasters, I think.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, because I'm a cleric, I get 2 automatic spells pre-chosen for me, and they are always there, always prepared, and they don't count towards my allotted round.
And it's pretty handy. But yeah, for those of you that don't know about level 3 spells as well, we won't spend too much time talking about all this stuff, but we've never done it before in like this, so why not? Fireball is a level 3 spell. Counterspell is a level 3 spell. All of those fun things are level 3 spells. So yeah, game gets more interesting. Runt.
I feel slightly let down. I get to move a little faster. I've got an extra 10 feet of movement while I'm not wearing heavy armor.
That's nothing to like shake a stick at. Don't you get 2 attacks at level 5?
I get extra attack.
An extra attack.
And a second attack, yeah.
Yeah, second attack is.
Come on. I was hoping for something.
That's one more attack than all of us.
Yeah, second
Yeah,
attack
right,
is
good point.
very, very useful.
Off the ranger.
Especially for a class like especially for a class like Barbarian, where a lot of their thing is hit the thing. You almost get 2 turns.
Yeah, if I wanted to hit the thing rather than being able to hit the thing a little further away by 10 feet, I want to hit harder, not further away.
Well, it means you're the first one into every battle, probably.
Oh, and that's standard anyway.
Yeah. And Nim.
Much like Runt, I am also gaining an extra attack this level.
Nice.
I have access to level 2 spell. Note the word spell. Just one.
Rangers. We are using, for those of you that are familiar with the Ranger, we are using the revised rules for it, because otherwise there would be no point. Yeah.
And Chobani gets to attack as a reaction.
Yes, which is... So you basically both have Sentinel now, in a way.
Yes.
Which is pretty good. Yeah, Sentinel is a very good feat, as you've probably already seen. It changed the fight for the Balgora, really, because without weakening it with that, you wouldn't have been able to finish it off that turn, possibly, depending on what happened. Yes, okay, now, feel free to roll down hit points, yo.
Delightful.
Re-rolling ones, because that's tragic.
Thank God for
There's
that.
nothing,
Yes,
nothing like rolling a 1.
Yeah, rolling a 1
Although-
for hit points is
although
awful.
It didn't really help. I then rolled a 2.
That's still twice as many. That's double the amount you got
and
before.
still.
And he's not wrong, but at the same time,
Yeah, it's not great, but it's still...
fight me.
Hey, you can't re-roll 1s and 2, that's a bit...
No.
No, I'm just grumpy that my reroll 1 ended up with a 2. You know?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
just
my reroll was an 11, so I'm okay with that.
Nice, Steve. Barbarians, yo.
ah.
I rolled a 6.
Nice. Barbarians are hit point collectors. They want theirs and all of yours.
Just 7 for me.
7? That, again, it's better than 2.
Not bad.
And so we got 6, 2, 7, 11, and whatever Mercy rolled.
Are we talking including Constitution mod?
I think we're just talking about what we rolled right now. You'll see the totals on the screen if you've got the app.
I rolled a maximum 8.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, so once you guys have updated your sheets, if you're watching on desktop, you should see max HP now anyway.
I'm hoping that's worked.
Cool. Right, while you guys are doing that, I will start doing the whole DM narrating thing. As is my
Out of
job.
interest, do we class as having had a long rest?
Yes, because you can only level up when you take a long rest.
Right, because I should be... actually
Yeah,
roll.
interesting mechanic for you. So if your character decides not to sleep and the other characters do, they would level up, but that character wouldn't. Yeah, you can. So
Fair enough.
when you gain enough experience to level up, you gain that level up when you take your next long rest. It isn't an immediate like video game like it's.
Yes.
How's
I
Runtime?
remember because somebody didn't rest and therefore didn't level up when the rest of us did.
Oh yeah, I believe yeah.
No, I don't know who you're referring to. Shut up.
Yeah, that did happen.
Punishment!
It was one time, okay?
He got there eventually. Oh, I've had players unable to sleep before, which was fun. Yeah, but right, we'll get back into this game as it currently is in time. Otherwise, we'll waste too much time for our third week. But yeah, you guys, in your various places where you've been sleeping and staying, you wake up still feeling stiff, but thanks to how heroic you are, feeling much healed from the battle beforehand. And yeah, you wake into a very busy library. Like, there's people rushing around. You can hear lots of talking, lots of discussions going on about what happened, who did we lose, what does this mean for Lagina. You know, lots of gossip and chatter as you'd expect. A night after something like this happened. But yeah, you guys are free to explore however you choose, essentially. What is your next steps once you meet again as a party? Because we'll skip to when you're next together.
Well, I'm still hurting from the fight, so I probably need to heal.
Long rest.
Yeah, you've had a long rest, so you're okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's what that narration was about.
Brain no working.
Brain no work. That's fine. You haven't been up very long, so we'll forgive you.
Yeah, for those at home, I woke up 2 minutes before we started the stream, so that was a thing.
Yeah. So what would you guys like to do as a party?
So I'll say the thing that was in my head was very strange. It wanted to hide and live, so it wanted me to kill you so that way it could go live in my body and no one would know. I didn't get a name. It was like it didn't have a name, or it had forgotten its name.
Nice. So we have a name from that one. You wanted to hide, and he was just full of rage. Great.
Yeah, I don't think they were all from the same, they were all from the same place, but I don't necessarily know if they were all the same type. Like, all spirits, but maybe all had different reasons to be upset.
Different reasons to want to escape.
Well, whatever. Clearly they all escaped and brought many, 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 many friends with them. So... they need to go back where they belong.
Yes.
So we need to help Mercy find them.
Yeah, we do. And that could take a while. Finding them all. If they had the same mentality as what yours did about hiding, trying to find those that are trying to do just that could be quite difficult.
Yes. I think we're more likely to find the ones that have more direct goals.
Considering that that Nim referred to some of them as the generals, is that right?
Yes. Generals are here. So that would
Right.
suggest...
Well, it would suggest that wherever, they might decide to descend upon certain cities, look for the most powerful people there, with the exception of the gods, and then try and encroach upon the power base and see what they can do to try and disrupt the status quo, maybe. Because that would be a nice form of revenge for some of them, if not to completely destroy everybody. That would be my thinking anyway.
What's the tippy
I
tap?
suppose the immediate...
Sorry.
Not me.
Sorry.
I suppose the immediate thought would be to try and see if any have tried to insinuate themselves into the hierarchy of this city. And we can gauge from there the level of intelligence and malevolence behind these unwanted spirits, I suppose. That would be.
What does your mace do? I felt it pull the thing out of me.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what it does. I'm not magically trained. But there seems to be some sort of connection between it and whether it extends to most undead or just spirit. I don't know as yet. He's only just decided to reveal himself at this opportune time. All I can see, all I can glean is the fact that, and I sort of casually shake his face, he's referred to as the jailer. Which leads me to believe that before he arrived on, I don't know, this plane?
The next time you use him, do you mind if I look at him with magic?
You can certainly try. I don't know how. I don't know. Try.
I don't know if it will work either, but I just wanted to ask your permission because it seems like it's bonded with you.
I sometimes get the feeling that he likes to do his own thing as well. But like I said, as and when I use him, it's whether or not he lets you. It's not a question of me giving permission. He might be expired upon. I don't know. It's difficult to tell. He doesn't talk. Let's give him that.
Well, just thought was polite.
You've asked. I can honestly say that I personally don't mind if you get anything out of it. Maybe it will help me understand him more and what I can do to maybe, use him with more teeth, if you want to. But again, he seems to be very mercurial.
Well, the next time you use him,
it's Benny. What can I say?
The next time you use him, I'll take a look and see if I can find anything.
You are certainly welcome.
Have you got Benny on you at the minute?
Always.
Can I just sort of sit and stare at Benny for a bit and just sort of see if he looks any different?
Okay.
What I'll do then, I'll literally, if I sat by a table, I'll literally stand him up on his hilt and tilt him.
So he's just stood, kind of just upright.
Yeah.
There. Okay. Make a. You're just looking. Either investigation or perception. It's up to you.
We'll go perception. 16.
16. It looks the same. Like, it looks like a metal mace in the shape of a scary-ass head. Like, it looks, to you, it looks like he's always looked.
Doesn't look any different.
I don't know how it works.
I think I was, yeah. No. I've got no clue.
No, I mean, I get the distinct feeling that when he was crafted, he was possibly crafted for someone not of my kind, I suppose. But for whatever reason, because he is a relic of my temple, it was just, yeah, have this. You may come in useful. And with, for whatever.
It's like they knew.
What, that a great big mushroom cloud of ghosts pouring at them?
Maybe.
If they did know that, I'm going to be having some very... yeah, very serious.
Might the Temple of Persephone know anything about how to deal with this?
Well,
has such a thing ever happened before?
Not that I've been told.
You can all make history checks to try and remember hearing any stories. Like Kaya, you're a bard. You may have heard things. Nim, you've been out on the sea. You know, you collect a lot of stories. You've all got reasons why you might have heard about it. Less so Mercy, but she reads a lot.
17.
9.
I got a 16.
I got a 9.
9?
I got a low number.
Okay.
Lower than 9s.
Okay. Fair enough. You guys... Like, some of you can remember battles, but never anything about spirits. Like, for all of the bad stories about him, Hades, you know, it's one of the one gods that didn't come up to Elysium when the rest of the gods did. He stayed in the underworld. Presumably he did his job. It's always been one thing that you know him to be very good at. Like, there are stories of, like, demigods escaping sometimes, but there are also stories of when that hasn't gone right, and when they've been worse off for it just trying. So, yeah, there's never been anything even close to this scale that's ever happened, as far as you guys know.
Well, something went wrong then. Should we be concerned that something else is gonna go wrong?
It's different. I mean, thinking from the perspective of my sort of like domain, we've always sort of like had this. I'm assuming we've always had like a relationship with Legina purely for this purpose. But I've personally not really been privy to any sort of like information or past knowledge of any serious incursions of this nature. I can only assume that either it's never happened or it has happened to a degree that people have decided never to talk about it ever again. I suppose there was a potential theory that there was some kind of like bottleneck, and some things happened, and it's just like, you'll pressure anything for a certain amount of time, eventually something's going to go. There could be something to do with that, or there could be something further down below, out of Hades. I don't know. It's all speculative. I almost no knowledge of these sort of things. I can only tell you what little I've been told and the thing that I know for, and what little I've been able to get here. I suppose the only real thing we can do is literally speak to, I've forgotten her name, whoever's in charge here, and see if she's able to spill the beans. See if there is any. See if there's any tea. Sorry,
See if there are only beans to spill.
you know, you've got to spill that tea, sis.
All I'm thinking about is if we want to make sure that we put them back, we sort of first probably should make sure that when we put them back, they're not gonna then come back out.
It depends on where they've come from. What is down there? Whether it's just I mean, I know some taking those dice. I'm not sure if it's the them. Because that would be a very probably. Because that way of any other sort of knowledge. Maybe the knowledge exists. Maybe it's something that, I mean, I guess there's one person we could ask to journey, and that's not. We can only deal with what's in front of us right now. And right now, we just need to figure out if there's anybody still lurking in here. And I have no idea what happens in these walls, whether it destroys them or sends them back down there to somewhere else. Because I don't really know the different of the underworld and salt. I don't know how they stack. So this is actually giving me another headache. Just stop.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. We've I think you're sorry enough for now.
Should we go ask the woman in charge here if she has any idea, and maybe make sure that she is not possessed first?
Yeah, are you going to try and find the... Yeah, you're going to go and try and find the matron of the library to speak to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Screw it, yeah.
I don't know what's happening with your sound, Mercy, but the more you talk, the more you sound like you're at the bottom of that well. So we'll look at that at another time. We'll look at that. We'll look at that at another time. Don't
Classic
worry.
me. Classic.
But yeah, so you guys ask around, and
Monica, that's who it is.
there you go. Yeah, you ask around, and it becomes very people are very awkward to begin with, and you find out very quickly that she was killed in last night's battle. She was the one that did what happened to the courtyard, single-handedly. You ask around, and from the sounds of things, what happened is, with some other acolytes, she went out to see if she could help, and she was possessed by something, and just started killing those acolytes and destroying whatever she could, before she was taken down by those others inside the library that were equipped to do so. Okay. You've learned...
Takes over from her, then.
That's what's on that point. You learn that, unsurprisingly, the next person to take that mantle will be Alpina.
Right, yeah, okay.
Another reason as to why they would have been quite protective of her when she came back.
I'm not disputing that.
No, I know you're not. Just
need to make sure that she's going to be safe. Now,
Yeah.
They say when you ask around for her, she says she's still like recovering, but she is able to take visitors for a little while. Like she's getting better. The healers have done what they can. She just needs time to rest now, but she can take visitors from you guys, like just for a little while to try and answer some of your questions if she can, as a kind of a least she can do kind of scenario.
Does anyone have a list yet of who acted strangely or might have been possessed last night?
There is no official list so far. As far as we can tell, we have no way of assessing or sensing who might still be possessed. It's not something that's happened, like I say, on this scale before. We know some that have been killed, but all the spirits just left and moved on until we couldn't track them anymore. There are some missing that we assume were possessed and just fled rather than fight, but we're not sure. One thing we do know is that the library itself is safe. There are wards around the library which ward off any type of undead incursion. This is kind of probably the safest place in Lagina from that sort of thing. It's magically protected due to the importance and power of the tomes we keep inside. Hecate's own request and some of Hecate's own magic keeps this place safe. Sorry, I couldn't be of any more help.
No, that's fine. Do you have any... Are there any other people who you know were possessed or still are possessed?
No, as I say, we don't know of any that are still possessed. No one has been reported to be acting strangely that we know of, apart from, the shock of what happened last night. We assume that those that are still possessed have fled, or we hope. But they may still be out in the city somewhere.
Has there been an increase of people leaving the city in the last 24 hours?
Oh, most certainly. People... After what happened, it was seen for miles. People have been leaving. Again, most likely some of those that fled last night as part of the carnage, but people have been packing up and leaving. Some have been coming to the library for sanctuary. We have a few... We don't have a lot of space, but we have some that are staying here with us as their homes have been destroyed in the carnage. So yeah, we are in a state of essentially as close as we have been to war in a very long time. Or at least the aftermath of it.
With entities that some have chosen to hide.
Yes, we're not sure why. Those that we did manage to bring back from the brink after the spirits had left them reported different motivations, different feelings, all of them very extreme emotions, like rage or fear or relief, but none of them seem to have a clear motive as to how this happened or why or what comes next.
You just said relief.
Yes.
Were there any that weren't attacking people?
None that we have heard of. There were those that, as far as we know, the spirits either attacked or they ran.
Obviously, those that would run would be more inclined to fear. But relief seems... I suppose if you've been down there and you don't know who you are anymore, getting out would be a relief.
Yeah, the one in my head was happy to be out, jealous of people who were still alive, and wanted to kill everyone that would know me so it could hide and live.
Yes, that kind of matches a few things that have happened to others. From what we can tell by how they've been acting, none of these spirits are benevolent. All of them have a malevolent side to them, so we can assume that they were either from the Asphodel Meadows or Tartarus, possibly. Our knowledge of the underworld is much less than those in the Hadesian Mountains or in Attica, but we know what we can from reading. From what we can tell, yes, as I said to you all when you got here, just the very climb of getting from the underworld to here usually rids these spirits of what little sanity they have left, or these beings. You know, they're usually nothing more than shambling mounds of flesh or claws or just raw emotion. The fact that what worries me the most is whatever was inside my head was very aware and sentient and in control of itself.
Which means there could have been others.
If there's one, there could always be others, yes.
Given the velocity that they came out, it was effectively that of an eruption.
Yes. The sheer numbers of them is horrifying.
That would not have been a slow climb.
No, but it's still a very decent... I'm not one for physics, I'll leave that to the Athenians, but if a 9-day fall is... If they're travelling at the same speed, that's a 9-day climb, but to become... Again, you'd have to ask Atticans on this, but to be nothing but pure spirit, they will have had to have been in the underworld for a very long time, or have suffered something horrible very quickly once they are down there. Again, the Atticans will have more information on this kind of thing than we do. We are very much arcane, not religious knowledge. But yes, spirits are a very different breed indeed.
But from an arcane perspective, do you think there could have been something as an impetus to propel that many of them, or as I mentioned earlier this morning, to create some kind of bottleneck or pressure behind them to test them? Do you reckon, is there a chance there could be something magical behind it?
Honestly, I do not know. I don't know how... We don't know beyond what we've seen how the well works. I mean, I guess the well itself is only so big, so that would bottleneck them, but how this many of them escaped in such numbers in the same time, I have no idea. Whether they escaped a certain place at once, whether they've been organising themselves and amassing, or whether something summoned them somehow. Honestly, I do not know. It could be any number of things. This has never ever happened before.
There's always a first time.
Indeed.
Well, I suppose we could take some time to at least see if there's any prevailing spirits left lurking. Maybe give you a final hand for a couple of days, maybe, and then I suppose the logical step would be to go home and speak to my order.
I've never been to Attica.
I can't say you're missing much, but it's home. Home.
I think if anybody's gonna know anything, they will.
Yes, like I say, either them or those in the Hadesian Mountains will know. They are a stalwart bunch. We've sent out correspondence to every city we can. Things, from what we can tell, things are already tense across some nations as it is, so we don't know what this will mean for that. things have been on a knife's edge for some time now, and I fear that this will tip things one way or another. I
All
believe
you need is for one of those spirits to have ended up in the body of someone. Oh, yeah.
I mean, what we do know from, what tonight, people can resist them, but there's no way of knowing, like, not for any substantial amount of time other than quick bursts of holy magic, what's around and who is in fact possessed, and if we don't do something quickly, I believe we are looking at all-out war. And not us versus them, but nation upon nation.
Delightful.
Luke,
Mm-hmm.
in my travels, would I be aware of which nations are more likely to be a little bit more likely to explode at each other?
Just roll a basic intelligence check.
Okay. 16.
16. You know a few classic ones. Vulcan and Sparta have never liked each other because of Hephaestus and Ares.
Yeah.
Athens and Sparta.
And currently, someone's not there.
Thebes
Basically,
and...
everyone in Sparta.
Not necessarily.
Sparta and Cnidas get along quite well.
Yeah.
Elise and Sparta get on quite well. Elise and Olympus, but it's harder to... Olympus is technically on another plane.
Yeah.
Thebes and Corinth have always had a on-again, off-again, because they're the two major naval powers.
Yep.
Corinth and Vulcan have an on-again, off-again relationship. Epithus and anyone that enters Epithus. Vesuvius are very reclusive, but you don't know. No one really knows what they're doing because they're an island on their own, whether they have power or not, but they have Prometheus. So, yeah, it's a bit of a powder keg. You also know that Corinth and a few other nations also vied for Athens when Athena went missing.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of tension there until something happened and they all just left Athens to its own devices.
Okay. Cute.
So yeah, there's a lot of tension pretty much all the time.
Yeah. But only in specific areas.
Mm.
In other areas, it's a different sort of tension.
Yeah, Pylos tends to do have good relationships with most. Delphi and Pylos have never fought, but they've bumped heads. Delphi and Epithus have probably the best relationship because of their patron gods. Cnidas and Vulcan have never fought, but they've never kind of done much business between each other. They tend to mirror the gods' relationships because the gods are very heavy-handed when it comes to what goes on in their city most of the time. Athens being the exception.
Yeah. Okay.
What's happening right now between them, and what may have happened in the other chat to make it so, you have no idea. But from legend and history, that's what happens. Yes, we thank you for your offer of help, but I believe you have done plenty here. this is pretty much ground zero at this point. So I'm hoping, but I do believe that the worst has happened here. For other places, I do not know. So I think we can handle what's left. You are needed elsewhere. Time, as I say, is of the essence.
Should we go to Attica then?
Right now, it's the closest. It's the closest major city. And it would probably at least give us either some answers or at least more questions.
Answers are always good. Questions often sometimes come with answers.
Well, maybe we'll have a question that we can answer.
I think it's logical to go there next.
Yeah. I
So
think I'd rather go to Attica than to some random people that I've never heard of in the mountains.
You can learn a lot from random people.
You can. But given the situation, I think we're more likely to find more information from Attica.
Yes.
Okay.
Mercy,
Sorry, what?
are you okay with going back home?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine going wherever. I don't have any issues going home. Never have. Well, I can't even really call it home. But it's...
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. It's not a question of whether I want to go home. It's just the fact that we need to go there because things might be... can get. And if anyone's going to be able to get that information, it's going to have to be me.
Yeah, it really is.
Can't imagine I'm not, well, best pleased, but, you know.
Thank you, Happy Muggle, for subscribing.
Woohoo! Woo!
And for the accidental bit she gave us. There's a joke in there about returning the favour, but I won't use it. I just did. Yeah, so your next steps to travel to Attica, I assume.
Yes.
Can I have a moment alone with Elpina when she leaves?
Sure.
Yeah.
we shall head off.
I'll drag Runt out, but I'll sort of like tell him to cover his eyes again, just so he doesn't get all headachy.
Just force him to look at a book in punishment. It's fine. Look, there's no pictures.
Well, Runt seems to have disappeared from his brain for now, so I'll assume he leaves with you.
Yeah.
He also needed to go pick up his stuff from whatever corner he left it in when he was sleeping on the streets in camping.
True.
If he can remember to find it.
Yeah, I mean, all of you would struggle, to be fair, in Magina.
He might not. We might.
He might.
Oh, actually, yeah. To be fair, retracing steps is something he's very good at as a Minotaur. So yeah, you guys leave the room and begin to pack up your stuff and make preparations for travel after like one day of actually being in a city. But you do what you need to. Yeah, and Mercy, you're left alone with Elpina.
Cool. I'm not going to keep you long. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yes, I'm fine. I haven't, might not have been through stranger, but I've definitely been through worse. Don't worry.
It's, well, I can't say it was a fun thing to have to physically hurt you.
Well,
Given
likewise, but in different ways. Neither of us had much choice over the matter. I know for a fact that whatever it was inside me would have killed you if you had not, and would have enjoyed doing it. So, try not to dwell on it too much.
Yes, he seemed like a massive bastard. No, I suppose my only concern was, given the state of things previously, I would have hated to have left on bad terms.
No, not at all. Like I say, it wasn't your choice. You did what you had to, and, unlike many of my sisters and citizens, I'm still alive after the experience. A very small handful of others can say the same, so...
Yes, condolences on the loss.
Yes, well... We'll harden ourselves to it for now, but we have much to do, but it's never easy. Doesn't help that Hecate is also not with us right now, but we do what we must in her stead.
I'm sure, given the right provocation, she'll make herself known at the proper time.
Well, no, she's known. She's on Elysium, just not with us right now. She's off.
That's what I mean. But she would. I know what I meant, but anyways. No. I suppose if in the event that things get worse again, you've got means to contact us.
Yes. Like I say, you concentrate on solving what you can while you're here, and we'll concentrate on Lagina. Try not to worry too much about that. You have other things you need to do. If you have any, if you can work and solve this, then that takes priority. If we do need your aid, we will call for you, but put that out of your mind for now.
That's fine. There is information that I kind of need, but I'm not sure if I can get it free. But maybe I can just ask you as someone that I suppose I can trust some people. Given the severity of what has transpired over the last 36 hours, I suppose, I do find myself being stretched thin, as it were. And given that opportunities to gather resources is tricky at best. There are certain things that we may require that we might not be able to get elsewhere, and if you have any information as to how we might get them?
I will do what I can. Let's say our own resources are stretched very thin at the moment.
Oh, no. It's not so much. I wasn't suggesting that you give us anything. I'm just asking where we might be able to maybe...
If I can help, I will point you in the right direction.
Well, like I say, my magic stretches thin over the course of a prolonged confrontation. Access to healing potions would be useful if there's any places that you know of where we can maybe get some. And also, given that we almost lost you and almost lost a couple of my associates, the need to maybe bring them back at some point is pressing on my mind. And I'm worried that should that occur, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it, because I know the magic is very powerful. And it needs a specific item to do so.
You're talking about resurrection.
Revivify.
Some form of bringing back from the... as they've just passed the threshold of death. I'm sorry, I know you're trying to be polite, but I'm very tired.
I know you are.
And I thought I'd get to the crux of the matter. The material components for that, sadly, I don't think we have anything in store there that you could possibly purchase.
I wasn't expecting, but if you know of...
Again, most things, unless the same that has hit here has hit there already, Attica or any major city should sell healing potions. If you just know where to where to look and ask around.
Yeah.
In terms of material components for spells, most arcane spells we have the material components for. Things that you're looking for, again, Attica would be a good place to look, or anything that deals with the clerical order. So it would be one of the things I'd ask about if you are going there.
That's fine. I just wanted to see if you had any knowledge where I could maybe just at least a leg up, as it were.
Again,
on the
yes,
way there.
the close on the way there. There's not much. Is just the main trade
That's
route,
fine.
just the main roads. It should be fairly simple to get there, as Lagina is the middle of most things.
Sure.
But yes, until you reach another
No,
major
that's
city.
fine. I just literally wanted to just ask, just purely on the fact that the things are going to happen. Never. Yeah. But no, I'm glad you're alive.
As am I. It's very touch and go. I did not want to trade places with that thing. Yes, I wish you luck.
I will honestly say that I would.
Well, I wish you all luck. If you excuse me, I feel I need to pass out for a few more hours.
I will let you rest.
Thank you. And she lets you leave. Yes.
Go.
You're all together. I take it is the plan to move on straight to Attica.
I'm assuming there is a consensus.
I think it would probably be the best thing to do.
Okay. Just you collect your things. Run. If you just want to make a, what would it be? There's no such thing as a memory test. Just make a survival check. Survival at advantage because it's retracing steps and you'll have labyrinthian recall.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, no. Just make a straight roll because you'd normally have disadvantage because of how the city is.
Oh.
Sorry.
But it's still a survival.
Survival, yeah, because you're retracing.
That's 21.
21. You managed to go and find where you were camping and pick up your stuff. Because you left that in a hurry for the fight. But yeah, you're a Minotaur, so that's one thing you're good at. So, with how bad it is to do in Lagina...
Hey, I'm good at a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and this is one of them. So yeah, it's bad for anyone to find their way in Lagina, but you have an advantage in that basically puts you on normal terms on a normal city. So yeah, you manage to find your stuff before you leave, so you have all your pack and your bedroll and things like that. And yeah, you see more of the same as you're walking through the city. A lot more like destroyed buildings, artifacts, no bodies that you can see. You see signs of where bodies may have lay, like literal like blood splatters and things like that haven't been cleaned up, but the bodies at least seem to have been moved away and interred somewhere for now. You don't see many people out though. It's, without making a terrible insensitive pun, it's a bit of a ghost town.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any other way to put it. But yeah, it is kind of deserted. Everyone's, yeah, either left or hiding or dead, from what you can tell. As you make your way out, you look back on the city, and the one thing you can see is the top of the well. And just before you lose enough sight of it, you see one final brick kind of move over the top of the well. No cheering, just a solemn silence after it grinds into place. After they've clearly worked through the night to finally put an end to that. And you guys move on towards Attica. We are going to end it a little bit early there. Just because this is a good place to stop it, and I know we haven't had a break yet either. So we'll end it a little bit early there, before we start basically phase 2 of Reign of Olympus, where you have at least a direction to go, and you have to try and stop a war, possibly. Find out what's happening with the undead. Just more questions and answers again. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Again, I'm not sure about the general cast availability for next week, So there may be another campaign, or there may be a one-shot, but we will let you know on social media. So Have a Go Heroes on Facebook, Hag Heroes on Instagram and Twitter. So Hag_Heroes on Twitter. We update news and other things regularly, so make sure you're following us on there. I'll probably put a handle on here somewhere at some point. I'll get to it. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you very much to Ness, who it's like 7 a.m. where you are now?
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. and I'm not looking forward to going out because it has been pouring down rain.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much for getting up so early and finishing all your work at super silly hours just so you could join us for the stream. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode.
Dice.
Yeah, you even packed dice to Australia just so you could play our humble little game, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's got to say something about the game at least. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you from all of us. We will see you soon for Phase 2 of Reign of Olympus, either in a week or 2 weeks' time. Otherwise, we will see you next week with something. And yeah, remember that the gods, they are watching. Bye, guys.